for Spence right now. He's been throwing that right left continuously.
According to an article written in Boxing Scene, link will be in the description box. Trainer Andre Rozier has stated that he would like to see Demetrius Andrade fight Carlos Adames next. This article by Hans Themestode goes as such. I'll give my comments after reading it for you. Beating his competition with ease and holding on to a world title did nothing to land Demetrius Andrade the big fight he wanted. So with the sand in his hourglass slowly whittling away, the 35-year-old decided to drop his middleweight title in the nearest trash bin he could to find and move up in weight. Taking on bigger men didn't seem sagacious, but Andrade believed that he didn't have much of a choice after successfully getting his feet wet by scoring a win over Damon Nicholson in his super middleweight debut. Andrade jumped right into the fire with easily the best fighter he's ever taken on in David Benavidez. Following 3 strong rounds, everything fell apart for Andrade in the 4th. He was dropped during the frame and thoroughly dominated until things were mercifully called off in the 6th. Andre Rozier, a renowned trainer who's been in the corner of Andrade since the beginning, doesn't want to see his talented fighter enter the ring against another super middleweight. Instead, he instructed his man to move back down to 160 pounds. For supporters of Andrade, trepidation is beginning to set in. The former Olympian hasn't officially fought in the middleweight division since late 2021 and seemed to enjoy the reprieve that extra 8 pounds provided him. Still, for those who are skeptical of Andrade's middleweight effectiveness, Rozier recently placed their minds at ease. Not at all, Rozier told BoxingScene.com when asked if getting down in weight will be an issue for Andrade. Change nutrition programs, work a little bit harder on the road, he'll be there. As long as everything goes according to plan on the scales, Andrade, the article goes on to state, who is currently 32-1 with 19 KOs, will have a ton of options at his disposal. Of course, Rozier wouldn't mind a warm-up fight or two for his fighter to get readjusted, but more than anything, he wants Andrade to be thrown into the championship fire. Currently, Janibek, Alan Canelli, Erizlandi Lara, and Jamal Charlo are in possession of all the middleweight hardware. Carlos Adames, though, also holds the WBC interim title and could be elevated to full champion if Charlo opts to move up, something he's hinted at recently. Rozier doesn't have anyone particular in mind. As long as some sort of world title is wrapped around your waist, you're officially on the mind of Team Andrade. At the moment, Janibek is associated with Bob Arum's top rank, making a showdown with him incredibly difficult to come about. Lara is likely to take on Danny Garcia, and Charlo is ostensibly on the move to Andrade's now former division. Adames, by and large, is the more likely option. The 29-year-old Dominican is on a 5-fight win streak since his unexpected loss at the hands of Patrick Teixeira in 2019. All in all, the interim title holder is a fighter who impresses Rozier. From his tenacity to his propensity for soaking his gloves in the blood of his opponents, he's essentially the full package. However, in a matchup against Andrade, Rozier is convinced that the former 2-division champ would take him down with ease. He's strong, he's tough, he's resilient, but I think that Boo Boo is too articulate in the ring to be caused problems by someone like Adames. The article, as I stated, link will be in the description box. However, my thoughts are Andrade, who is now 35 years old, is going to have to be matched up carefully for fights in the future. Even though they may be looking to get his feet wet in the division by returning, those matchups will have to be carefully paired. Reason number one, that age. Reason number two, what is going on with Andrade's legs? I noticed that there was a drop-off in something going on with his legs several years ago, and it really showed up against David Benavidez when he could not get out of the way of David Benavidez's offensive onslaught. You see, when you have your legs under you, you can step around, you can move around, you can buy time, you can do things to survive in there. But when the legs have left a fighter, he has no choice but to stand and fight. Curious, the fight mentioned in this article about the possibility of Lara against Garcia. What kind of fight might that be? Erizonde Lara's legs have left him a while ago as well, and he is not the most active fighter in the world, nor is Danny Garcia. So when you talk about these two men facing off, that may turn out to be a slugfest that no one anticipates because either man can't get away from the other. Maybe Lara's southpaw position will cause Danny the issues, but outside of that, they're going to be right there with one another. When you're talking about a fighter like Andrade, who used the benefit of his legs throughout most of his career, of course against lesser opposition than Benavidez, he was able to do so because he had that advantage. That advantage is no longer there. Now, at middleweight, his power will still come into play, but the other fighters have power as well. Also, the youthfulness. So, I'm a little bit concerned with Mr. Rozier's sentiment on what he sees for Demetrius. Demetrius, first and foremost, has to want something, and it has to be more than just a title. He has to want a turnaround in his career. Not just the turnaround from losing his first fight professionally, because losing at times in life is a part of life. But to have a goal set, something to shoot for, is very important. If he decides that he wants to set out to show these young fighters that his experience, his skill set is far superior, then that's something to hang your hat on. But if you think that you're just going to come in there and take a title off of one of these younger fighters who are bloodletting, and they are motivated, especially with a name like Demetrius Andrade on the possible table. So they could be looking at him as food. So he's going to have to decide what type of meal is going to be delivered. And that's not something that will easily be stated. And in order to be successful, he's going to have to bring it to get it. But what do you think? This is Stormy B-Man. Shout out to the mighty LDBC and Liberated Perspective, a third eye view of the world. For more content such as this, please like, comment, subscribe, and share. Let me know what your thoughts are about Demetrius Andrade coming back down to middleweight and taking on one of the young champions there after reestablishing himself at the division. Father Time is undefeated. What do you think? Leave comments and let's discuss. Peace to everyone out there, and everyone please remain safe.